Hi, welcome to Schulte Sweeties YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a mom of 3 girls ages 11, 7, and 5. This is our 6th year homeschooling, and today's video is a collaboration with the Chan 7, and I will link her down below, as well as the playlist of other moms just sharing some of our regrets in our times of homeschooling. We're all going to have different regrets along the way, and it'll be just interesting to see how we've overcome them and things like that. So I hope that you enjoy this video and give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any regrets. I have about 5 or 6, and then one that's kind of not quite a regret, but something that I think about. So the first one is not homeschooling sooner would be my biggest regret, but although we started pretty early. My oldest started when she was in 1st grade. So she went to a preschool that was private. It was a great preschool. And then after that, she did 2 years at the preschool and then went to a public school kindergarten. So, I mean, it wasn't very long into her schooling that we decided to homeschool. But it wasn't even on my radar. So in a way, it wasn't like I could really go back and I didn't make the choice, but I didn't even think about it. I always just assumed that she would just go to private school or public school, and that she would just do all of her schooling there. And it wasn't until she was in kindergarten when I just started thinking oh, maybe she doesn't have to leave us and maybe I can do this homeschooling thing. So, and I didn't really know that many homeschooling families at that point. So, so I do wish that I would have maybe just started, and first of all, we could have saved money with preschool, and then just saved some tears when she was in kindergarten. It was kind of some adjustment times. I was pregnant at that point, and so there was some adjustments when she was in kindergarten and preschool. So, but I am glad that we made the choice, and then, we saved the money for when my other 2 were in preschool. We didn't send them out of the house, and I just worked with them. So, that is one of my regrets. The next one would be, early on, we didn't focus as much on read alouds, and I don't know, it's just the busyness and just trying to get things under our belt. We just were not focused on them as much, and I wish that we would have. And now we spend time daily doing read alouds, and then if they pick out books, I'll just stop and read to them too. So I'm really glad that we have kind of shifted that focus, but I do wish that we would have done it sooner. And there's so many books to read in so little time. So the next one, it's kind of the next 2 are kind of together. So the first one would be not taking advantage of all the opportunities of field trips. There's factories, there's museums, there's zoos, and all these things. And of course, those all cost money, but taking advantage of those when we can. And, sometimes I just let we're too busy with our book work, and I don't always focus on going and doing those kinds of field trips and things. But on the flip side of that, another regret would be overscheduling those seasons when you have too much going on, too much during the day. That's us. We mainly schedule during the day lately, and it just seems like we don't stay at home as much, and that kind of just drives me nuts too, when we are just on the go constantly and have too much planned. So I do when we can stay at home as much as possible. We just thrive pretty well on staying at home, but when we're out and just getting exhausted and doing too much, and I can definitely tell those seasons. So so that is the flip side of wanting to do more with field trips, but also not wanting to overschedule. And then the next one would be spending too much money on curriculum too soon. I see the next greatest thing, fear of missing out, and I want to get it right away. And I'm getting better at not making spur of the moment decisions, but knowing if we will actually use something or not, and taking the time to actually think about it, do my research and things like that, because you know, you just get all the curriculum and then you get ready to use it and then you don't use it. So that has been us multiple times. Then the last main one would be trying to add too much into our schedule. If you've seen some of my planning videos from the beginning of the school year, I get a planner out, and at the beginning of the year, I'm like, oh, we can do this, 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 and this. And when we get to like our school day, like it doesn't happen. There's things that get left out. And I think, you know, I have I just want to do it all. And we do not. We do not do like all of the extra things. So I have a tendency to overschedule at the beginning of the year or even at the beginning of a semester, and then I realize that is not our routine. Our routine is this, and so I have to just adjust back to that. So and then the last thing that I wanted to just chat about, I guess, and I see if anybody else is feeling this way, but my oldest is going into like middle school and very into like art and theater, and sometimes I think about like, am I providing the best for her? We do try to get her in plays. She's able to do her artwork on her iPad a lot, but we don't really like do art classes and things. You know, things cost money, especially like when we are homeschooling. Everything is costing extra with like classes and things. And so I guess sometimes I wonder, like, am I providing the best for her? Like, especially for extracurriculars. Most of my girls haven't really done sports and things. And like, I know that those opportunities would be more plentiful at like a public school. And so sometimes I just like, you know, I have to really be intentional about making sure my girls are able to fulfill what they are really passionate about and like feeding into that so that they just don't let those talents and things go to waste. And so like I think that's a little bit harder for me to like make sure that they are feeding into those things. I would not say that I want to just send them to public school, but I just know that the opportunities are a little bit more around. So those are my regrets. I would love to hear what regrets you have, and don't forget to check out the Chan 7 as well as the playlist linked down below. Have a great day.